Okay, this car has been giving us some problems running. You can start it up and drive it down the road, and as soon as you shut it off, it doesn't want to start up again. So I got it going again by pounding on the gas tank, and the fuel pump kicked back on. So I think we've got a problem with the wiring inside the tank. Today we're going to drop the tank and pull the fuel pump and the wiring out and replace all that. Angle it in here. This car is pretty much the worst case scenario that you can run into. It's been a Michigan car its whole life, 16 years old. Rusty tank straps and bolts. With any luck, you guys won't have any trouble with yours. You'll have nice, clean, rust-free cars, but not us. That's what we're doing today. We're changing the rusty fuel pump out. Pull the fuel pump fuse here. You always want to take a look at that first just to make sure that it's not the fuse itself that's popped. But usually if the fuse is popped, it's a good indication you still have a problem. This one looks okay. This is your fuel pump relay here. You should always check that too before you drop the tank. I've already looked into this one and it's still good. Okay, now that I got the fuel pump fuse pulled, I'm gonna go ahead and try to crank the vehicle here to burn off any remaining fuel that's in the lines so we don't have any pressure when we go to take them loose. And she's dead, so I think we're ready to go.
Now, technically you're not supposed to use a ratchet with a cheater pipe like this, but I know a lot of people do, and I'm going to do that today. It's a Craftsman, so it's got a lifetime warranty. Oh, it actually turned. Okay, this is the main wiring harness connector for the fuel pump that runs from the front of the car to the back of the car. This connects to the sending unit inside the tank, which we'll have a look at once we get the tank down. So plug that there. And you also want to take a look at the connections in here to make sure they're not corroded or melted or anything wrong with them. These just look a little dirty, but for the most part they're okay. The next thing we're going to use is the fuel pump quick disconnect tools you need to have to drop those two lines underneath the car. We're going to show you in a minute. We're going to be using the 5/16 and the 3/8 sizes. You can get these at pretty much any auto parts store for $10 for the set. I always like to use the plastic ones because they just seem to be easier to use on these types of cars. These are the two that we're going to be using. 3/8 is your supply line, and the 5/16 is the return line. First we'll do the return line here. Just kind of slide around the line there. Since these ones are pretty rusty like everything else. Now that we've got this around the line here, what you do is you push in on it, and you want to kind of twist the line that runs to the front of the vehicle, and it should pop off like that. She's out.
the sending unit should be ready to come out. And when you pull it out, you want to make sure that you kind of angle it up and out, because there's a float in here. A little tricky at first to get it out here. That's our sending unit. With the fuel pump inside here. The fuel pump's located inside here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the wiring harness here, which I believe we're going to find a crispy wire in here when I pull this clip off here. But we'll see. Yep. So you can see right here, the ground. I believe it's the ground. Yep. No, it's actually the main power wire is it's pretty toasty there. It's melted, and that was the likely cause of my problem I've been having. But we're going to go ahead and replace the fuel pump along with the wiring harness and the filter here. It looks pretty dirty, so it was well overdue. Okay, we're going to go ahead and remove the pump from the housing here. Just got these little tabs here. You kind of open up here. Little tabs loose. That's our old fuel pump here. We can go ahead and pull our harness off here. Just be careful with the connections not to break anything. And that's our old harness. Here is our melted pin here. You can see it's black. And that's our positive wire. That's what's been causing the problem. I should also point out here, this is the bulkhead connector on the sending unit. You want to check the condition of these pins because they tend to overheat. So you can see this one's a little black from that wire getting hot, and that can cause you some problems. So as long as they're not, melted and falling apart, you should be good. Like I said, best case scenario, you're just going to replace the sending unit because this one's in pretty rough shape. I would have normally replaced it, but we're trying to do this for as little money as possible, so I'm just going to demonstrate how to put it back together here.